Welcome to a special yoga class that is all about honoring our water element, right? We're all made up of water. And this class is about how to get into alignment with that water element so that we experience all of the wonderful, juicy, satisfying experiences that are really our birthright, being made of water. Okay. So we're going to do a lot of this sequence actually on the floor. And you may want to have a blanket nearby. I have this really pretty thick Manduka mat, and so it protects my knees pretty well, but your knees will be on the ground for a lot of this class, just so you know. I want you to actually start on your back and with your arms and your legs in the air. And so you can just put your arms and your legs in the air, and then I want you to, kind of soften in your limbs so that you're not, right away you're kind of feeling that fluidity, right? Maybe you can even move your hands and feet in a little bit of a fluid way. But just look softness in the joints, okay? And then go ahead and roll the hands, feet, ankles, wrists. Gaze at them and notice the sensations in your joints as you do this. And then, go ahead and just make some kind of fluid gestures, any fluid gestures that you want to make. And as you do this, I want you to just take some deep breaths, and these gestures can go in whatever direction. Maybe you want to bring your head and neck into the equation. And just notice sort of moving in this fluid way, the way that it's already sort of stretching you, it's lubricating the joints, it's waking everything up. Now find the breath and let the breath be fluid as well. Maybe making a little sound as I am. Okay, from here, just go ahead and hug your knees into your chest. Rock your way up to sit. Cross at your ankles and come on to your hands and your knees. On hands and knees, find fluidity in a version of cat and cow. And again, if we're always kind of trying to find that fluid motion in the joints, how does the way that you breathe, how does the way that you inhabit your emotional body help create this physical experience of flow? Throughout this practice, notice where things feel not in flow. Just notice that. That's part of our learning. No judgment there. Oh, okay, this is somewhere I want to invite in a little more flow. This is somewhere I feel a little stuck, heavy, stagnant, walled up, right? Okay, now go ahead and come to a neutral spine. And then I want you to put the weight, and this is sort of one of the places, again, you might want a blanket under your knees. Put the weight on your right hand and knee. And then start to pick up your left knee. Okay, and first I want you to just tap that knee up to your upper shoulder, and then cross it back behind you, but a little off the mat to your right. And then can you kind of look over that shoulder to see that foot? So you're looking over the right shoulder. Great. Now find an exhale and repeat. So the exhale brings that knee up to the upper left arm. The inhale reaches it back, and as you inhale, look over the right shoulder and feel that stretch through your left outer hip, wherever you feel it. Exhale, bring it forward. Let's do that twice more. Looking to the left. Inhale, as you bring it back, you look to the right. And it all goes nice and slow and fluid. One more, as smooth as you can make it. Great. And then go ahead and bring that left foot back onto the mat. Okay, so you're kind of even again. And then what would it be like? What we're going to do next is put weight on the hands and the left foot. What would it be like to bring the right knee up just fluidly, right? Simply. It takes some core, right? It takes some fire. And then from the knee forward, go ahead and lift the right leg up. Find three-legged dog with the right leg in the air. I have to negotiate my plant. Here, I'm going to let you take a breath cycle or two and just feel your way into this. What needs a little extra flow. Give that place in your body some room, some breath, some care. If you want to open the hip and the knee, go ahead. Be my guest. Good. And then go ahead and straighten the legs, square off the hips. Can you bring that knee forward again, just like we did before? Hover there, and then step the right foot next to the left. Or sorry, right next to your right hand. Okay. You're in a low lunge shape. Now in this low lunge shape, just to create a little bit of heat for ourselves, press into your feet and just lift the arms up. And you can reach them up behind you. Lift the arms up and open your chest and feel like you're almost in flight here. Feel the breath. Feel yourself supported. What's strong here? Can there be fluidity even though there's probably some effort as well? Great. Then go ahead and just bring the hands down. Step back to a downward facing dog. Take a big breath in. Big breath out through your mouth. Maybe sigh or make a sound. Inhale, come forward to plank pose. Now listen, as you exhale, lower your knees down right under your hips. Inhale, cow pose. As you exhale, can you just do a little chaturanga dip here? So elbows back, heart forward. The upper body stays in that same shape, and then you push it back up, straight arms. Exhale, go ahead and do that cat pose, which will probably feel really good. Really tuck that chin. Wonderful. Come to this neutral spine. Now, put weight on the left hand and knee. And then pick up the right knee, and can you bring it up towards your right shoulder? And then step the right foot back and across. And look over your left shoulder to see that foot at that diagonal line. And then we're going to repeat that 3 more times. So find an exhale to bring the knee forward, looking to the right, no rush. Inhale to reach it back. Look over left shoulder. Really reach back through that heel to find the stretch. And again, exhale comes forward. Inhale reaches back. One more time, as fluidly, smoothly as you can make it happen. Reaching it back, looking left. And now go ahead and find yourself centered on the mat again. So that right foot will come back into alignment there. And now you're going to put more weight on that right hand, right foot. Left hand also has some weight. Engage your core and then pick up the left knee like it's just floating up off the ground. And then lift the left leg up and back. So you've got a 3-legged dog shape here. Take a couple of breaths just to notice where in the body is asking for some more flow. You can open the hip and bend the knee if that feels good. The breath is just fluid. In and out like ocean waves. Straighten the legs, square off the hips, and then again, bring that knee forward so you're in a hovering shape. This is some core work, some fire required. And then how lightly could you step that left foot down? Then press down into your feet, engage your belly, and just float your arms up. This is a version of like an angled lunge for us, and the whole point is just to create a little bit of heat. Feel your breath, relax your face, and to start to feel I can still be fluid even when I'm in a still pose, even when I'm putting effort into it. As you exhale, take the hands down. Pick up that left foot as lightly as you can. Step it back, downward facing dog. Inhale here. And exhale here. Now inhale, come forward. Lower the knees and lift the chest right into cow shape. As you exhale, find a little chaturanga. Elbows back, heart forward. Inhale, you come right back up. So the whole time, the shape of my upper back has stayed the same. You can watch this again if you need to know what I mean here. And then go ahead and round the spine. That's like should be a nice relief for a cat pose. And then staying in that kind of rounded shape, go ahead and sit back for a child's pose. And then once you get there, you're welcome to kind of release that all the way down or whatever, but play for a moment with that sort of keeping that cat shape in the upper body. I'll show you from this direction. So I'm just trying to see, are there some spaces up here that need some more flow, right? Can I just give them a moment? And then meeting in just a normal child's pose, relaxing there when you're ready, letting your third eye touch the earth, take a big breath in. Big sigh out of the mouth like you're just dumping compost down into Mama Earth. Please help me recycle this old energy. And then that old energy, as it gets recycled, is the fertile ground for whatever we need next. Okay, you're going to come on up onto hands and knees, downward dog, and then you're going to walk your feet forward so that you end up in a standing forward fold at the front of your yoga mat. Okay. And here, hang over the legs. You might want a little bend in the knees so that the upper body can actually be soft so you're not straining to be there. I want there to be like a looseness through your neck, your shoulders, maybe your jaw. All right, and so do whatever little wiggles, whatever little movements to bring some fluidity into those spaces. And maybe you're even envisioning fluid, right, in between every little joint. And that's true. There's lubrication in between the joints, and all of the work that we're doing helps lubricate the joints to make them be able to function the way they're designed. Now, next you're going to go ahead and round your way up, keeping all of that fluidity through the spine, keeping all that heaviness to your hands, arms, head until the last moment. And then once you get to the top, feel your alignment. Let your shoulders kind of come up, down, and back. If you like to stand in with your hands in prayer, you can do that, but just find a posture that feels clear, aligned. Feel that delicate column of your spine, which also even has some flow. It has natural little curves in it. So as clear and straight as you feel through your center, also let there be room for fluidity, softness all around your edges. If you'd like to set an intention or dedicate this practice, go ahead and tap in. One question you might ask yourself for this practice is, what in my life needs some more flow, some more juiciness? May every breath, thought, movement, gesture, shape that I take for the rest of this practice, may it serve bringing fluidity and juiciness and satisfaction into that part of my life. And we're going to do some moon salutes, Chandra Namaskar. To do this, you hook your thumbs, okay? You're going to reach up high, breathe in. And then as you breathe out, you're going to bend your knees, start to unhook the thumbs, swing your arms back, belly on thighs. Then interlace your fingers behind you, drop your head and straighten your legs. We'll do that gesture several times. I'll talk you through it. For now, just take another breath cycle here in the standing forward fold, completing the exhale. As you inhale, bend your knees, look forward, sit your butt back. No strain in your neck, please. This is skier's pose. Then exhale, step your left foot back. Now you can totally take your hands to the ground to do that, or maybe you challenge yourself and keep the arms up. Then lower that left knee to the ground. Now for this first time in this shape, we're going to go ahead and lower the hands, or you can keep your arms here, but find a version of this you could hold for 5 breaths, right? Ultimately, in our flow, we're going to have the invitation to reach the arms up. That might feel like too much for 5 breaths, so find your way. Nice, deep, fluid breaths for 2. Breathe, 3. 4. And 5. Then runner's stretch. So for this, we sit back so that left hip lands directly over the left knee. Right leg extends, flex the foot. Lengthen your spine and then dive over that right leg. Breathe 5 breaths here. For 1. Breathe. 2. Here and feel your breath. For 3, notice that line of energy that you're inviting flow into from the bottom of the heel up to the top of your sits bone on that right side. Last breath. Great. And now we're going to try this little move. You're going to put weight on your left hand, left knee. We're going to end up with this right foot up. Now, some of us will be able to hold on to that foot, pick it up, and bring it with us. And then we're in a version of Chandrasana, Ardha Chandrasana on our side. Okay, some of us instead are going to find this shape, right? So it's half moon, right? Here. If you can grab the foot and get that Bodhis stretch, great. This can be challenging to balance here, right? That's totally fine. Okay, do what you can, use your core, play with it. Press down through the left shin, foot, and hand. 2 more breaths, in whichever version you're in. Fluid, right? Even when things are a little tough, where's the fluidity? This is when we really need to practice it. Okay, the next move, we deposit that right foot on the floor now and just reach the right arm alongside the ear. So now we're indulging, we've got a little more stability, and we can indulge in the stretch here. And then again, 5 breaths just to feel your way. Notice what's going on with the neck. You might notice I'm just naturally kind of moving that around to feel it. Oh, breathe. Invite in flow into this part of your body for 4 and 5. Now go ahead and look down. Take that hand down. Right foot on the mat. We did this move a little earlier. You're going to pick up the left knee, right? So you got weight on hands and right foot now. And then just simply step that foot forward. Step the back foot forward to meet it. Lengthen your spine. And then exhale, fold into your legs. Hook your thumbs, bend your knees, reach up like you're scooping up, and then come all the way at the top. Lift the heart, lift the gaze. Maybe you lean back. Exhale, we go right back in. So you bend the knees, belly on thighs. Interlace fingers, drop head, straight leg. Inhale, skier's pose. So lift the chest, reach the arms back, bend your knees. Exhale, step that right foot back and lower that knee. Right, and you know the options here, right? So hands can be on the floor. Maybe you really like this, right? Just staying in this shape. But make sure it's supported and there's no dumping in your low back. You want to feel like the heart is lifting up out of it, or the heart is just dropping forward. Either way. And then go into the sensations in your body. Once you find the shape, then you get to do the real work, which is putting your awareness inside, honoring the water that lives inside. 2 more breaths. Now runner's stretch. So you'll sit the hips back so that the right knee is directly under your right hip. And then extend the left leg, flex your foot, lengthen your spine, and dive down over the left leg and breathe. For 1. Again, we find the shape. We really notice. We arrive into the spaces where the sensation is. And then the real work can happen, which is this inner work. Let the breath guide you. You're almost there for 4. And 5. Okay, this is where we're going to go into that half moon pose, balancing on the hand and knee. So some of us might be able to pick up the foot, bring it on back for this version of the pose. And if you've got that, you're pressing the foot into the hand. Some of us are instead just going to lift that leg up and find a half moon here. Okay, yeah. If you're trying to balance and it's difficult, look at the ground first, right? Let your drishti be grounded, literally. And then as you get more confident, it might be able to go to the side or even up to the sky. Whichever version that you're in, find 2 more breaths. And the next shape is to release that foot to the ground again and find a side stretch here. Big breath. Oh, make that whole arc and then fill it with your awareness. Fill it with a sense of opening, right? You're inviting this space to be open to flow. It's just the energy flowing through it. 2 more breaths. Then you're going to look down, place weight on that back foot. I've kind of scooched further back on my mat, sorry if you've done that too. Put your weight on your hands and your left foot, pick up the right knee, and then step it lightly forward, pick up the back foot, meet the front foot with it, lengthen your spine, and then fold down into your legs. Hook thumbs, bend knees, reach up, rise up, breathe in. Come forward again, bend the knees, belly on thighs, interlace fingers behind your back, then straight legs, drop head. Skiers pose, lift the chest as you breathe in, set your hips back, step your left foot back, lower the knee, and this is all about the flow here, okay? Either keep the hands down or hook thumbs, reach up, inhale. Hands come down, flow right into runner's stretch as you exhale. Good, stay there for a breath in. Rise up as you breathe out. Put the weight onto left hand and knee and transition into your version of an Ardha Chandrasana. Okay, breathing in there. And then exhale, release that foot back, release the right arm alongside the ear. Take an inhale here. Then look down. Center yourself again. Put weight on that right foot. You're going to pick up your left knee, the one that's on the floor. And you're going to bring that forward, then step it forward. Now, a little different. Spin your back heel down. We're going to actually come up for a warrior one next. And what I want you to do is imagine here, okay, you're scooping earth energy up, right? You're scooping water and earth energy, yin energy up, 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 up. So you're scooping it up. And then I want you to pour it over your head as you straighten the leg. Lift up through your chest. Now, interlace your fingers behind your back. Then rebend the front knee. You might have to widen the stance a little bit. Exhale, you're going to dive forward. Humble warrior. Stay here and breathe 5 breaths for 1. Breathe 2. Really push weight down into, especially that back foot, both feet. Belly is hollowing, especially at the bottom of your exhales. Deep breaths for 3. 4. And exhale, 5. You're going to come all the way up. Lift up through your chest, lift up through your heart, okay? Then you're going to pivot around to face the side. Turn your toes out a little bit, hands on your hips, and what we're going to do is just kind of figure 8s through the hips, okay? Just kind of moving things around. Any organic movement that you want to do that you think will be helpful for your sense of flow. Okay, and then what I want you to do is parallel your feet. Put the left hand on the ground or a block, bend your right knee, and reach the right arm up. So I want you to kind of lean over into that and get a stretch through your inner left thigh. Okay, big breath in and out. And then take the right hand down. Can you do the same thing other side? So now the left knee bends, the left arm lifts, the right leg is straight and receiving the stretch. Big breath. Awesome. And then go ahead and find your way to face the front of the mat again. So just pivot everything that you need. Face the front of the mat. Good. And then you're going to step the right foot forward to meet the left. Lengthen your spine. Fold down into your legs. Hook thumbs, bend knees, reach up, rise up. Flow right back into it. Bend the knees. Interlace fingers behind your back. Drop your head. Inhale, skiers pose, lift the chest, sit the hips back. Step your right foot back and lower the knee. Inhale, hook thumbs, reach up. Exhale, set yourself up for runner's stretch. Breathe in there. Lift up and start to transition as you exhale, Ardha Chandrasana, variation on hand and knee. Good, we breathe in there. And then we let the exhale take us back to this sideways stretch. Reach left arm all alongside your ear toward the front of your mat. Breathing in there. And then look down, hand down. Left heel up. Exhale your right knee up. Then step that foot forward. Spin your back heel down. This front knee is bent, okay? And I'm preparing to come up into kind of a warrior one shape, right? Then I'm going to turn my palms up, and it's as if I'm just scooping earth and the water up, 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 over my head. And then I'm going to pour it over my head as I straighten my legs so I can receive that. And then I'm going to interlace my fingers behind my back. Lift up through the chest, bend the front knee again, and dive inside of the right thigh. Humble warrior. Breathe one. Just let that head drop. Let there be space in the chest, the upper back. 2. 3. 4. Exhale, 5. Now come all the way up. Lift your chest. You're going to turn yourself to face the side, okay, and adjust your feet so the toes are out a little bit. And then you can just put your hands on your hips and do whatever little figure eights you want, or maybe just hip circles. But just what would you do if you're just intuitively inviting some flow into this part of your body, right? And then let's keep the toes out. Let's do one Kali pose, just one nice, strong goddess shape. So you're going to bend your knees, your elbows are back in line with your shoulders, fingers flared. Breathe here for 2. And even in this shape, can there be flow? Where's the flow? How can you bring a sense of that? 3. 4. Now on this last exhale, you can take a big breath in, and then just stick out your tongue, bulge your eyes, lines up. Awesome. And then you're going to go ahead and parallel your feet, lift up through your chest, and then hinge at your hips and fold. Okay. Big breath in, big sigh. And then turn and face the front of the mat. Okay, you're in low lunge. Step the back foot forward to meet the front foot. Lengthen your spine. Exhale, dive into your legs. We're going to do this one more time, but it's all flow, okay? Take another moment here. Exhale. And then just follow the breath and the sound of my voice. Bend your knees. Hook thumbs. Inhale, reach up. Bend the knees. Sweep the arms back. Interlace fingers behind your back. Drop your head. Skier's pose. Lift the chest. Sit the hips back. Left foot steps back as you breathe out. Lower the knee. As you breathe in, hook thumbs, reach up. As you exhale, bring the hands down, sit your hips back, runners stretch, fold, breathe in there. And then start to come up as you breathe out. Maybe you're grabbing that right foot or not, but you're going to go ahead and come back, weight on left hand and knee. Ardha Chandrasana variation. As you breathe out, release the foot in one direction toward the floor and the arm in the opposite direction, then breathe in to fill up that space. Then look down, weight on your back foot and your hands, left knee lifts as you breathe out, and then place it forward, the left foot forward. Spin the back heel down. Now can you, with the knee bent, cup your hands and scoop up, breathing in, rise up. And then as you breathe out and you straighten that front leg, it's like you're pouring the water energy down over your head. Interlace the fingers behind your back, then exhale, bend the front knee and dive inside of that leg. Good. Now inhale, come all the way up. You're going to pivot to face the side. As you exhale, do whatever little dance you want to do through your hips. As you inhale, parallel the feet, maybe lift up through the arms, and exhale, fold. Then face the front of the mat. Okay, low lunge. Then step your back foot forward to meet your front foot. Lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold into the legs. Last time, last side. Bend your knees, hook thumbs, reach up. Inhale. Just ride the breath. Exhale, bend the knees, sweep the arms behind you, interlace fingers behind your back, straight legs. Inhale, skier's pose, lift chest, sit hips back, right foot steps on the exhale. And it gently lowers to the ground, that knee. Hook thumbs and reach up if that's available. Use the exhale to transition into runner's stretch, sitting back, folding forward. Inhale there. And start to transition, lift up. As you exhale, find Ardha Chandrasana variation, propped up on your side. Then release that foot back. Take the left arm alongside your ear. Breathing in to experience that shape. And then looking down, hands down, back heel up. Pick up your right knee. Then step that right foot forward. Okay, take your time, set this up. So back heel down, you can take a look at that. All right. And then not hook, but scoop. Scoop up from the earth and rise up and straighten that front leg so you can just pour, draw your hands down over your head. You're pouring that water energy, interlace fingers as you exhale, bend the front knee and dive inside of the right leg. Rise up, press the feet into the ground, engage your belly, turn to face the side, and just take a breath cycle or so to just freely move. Maybe you just want to dance or wiggle here, that's fine. and then we're going to parallel our feet. We're going to hinge at the hips and fold. Then we'll turn and face the front, okay? And then this time I want you to step back into plank pose. As you exhale, lower the knees down. Inhale, find cow through your spine. Exhale, a little chaturanga dip so your heart comes forward. Then come right back up so the weight's more distributed evenly. Exhale, cow. Sorry, that's cat. Round spine, tuck chin. Now inhale, go ahead and again come into that cow shape, so lifted chest. Bend your elbows. Let's walk the hands forward just a little bit more, okay? Walk the hands just a little forward, right? Now, can you take it all the way down into knees, chest, chin? And do feel how the cow shape in the spine is the same for chaturanga as for cow. Does it kind of make sense? And then go ahead and reach the heart forward, reach the legs back, come onto your belly for cobra. Big breath in. And then as you breathe out, just go ahead and lay down. The head can rest on the hands. You can wiggle your hips out a little bit, okay? Big breath in. Big breath out. Now, you can either take a version of Shalambhasana here, so your arms will go back. You'll press into the tops of your hands. You'll lift up your legs and then lift up your head and chest. So you can try that. Some of us, right from here, you can bend your knees, grab a hold of the feet, and find Dhanurasana bow pose. Gaze down the tip of your nose. Breathe 1. Deep breaths. 2. 3. 4. If you've got the Dhanurasana shape, pull your feet up and back, okay? And then everybody just come down, and again, just wiggle your hips. If your knees are bent, it can feel nice to kind of windshield wiper them side to side. Just gentle flop side to side. You could even make little circles. Or if the legs are straight on the ground and it feels better, just gently wiggle out the hips, right? Allow there to be flow there again. Nothing stagnant, no big borders or walls or stuck places. You need your breath to be able to go all the way down into that space, right? Okay. And then from here, hands alongside the mid-ribs. Okay, forehead on the ground. Pull your elbows together and back and down, right? So we're already in the chaturanga shape with our shoulders. We're already in that cow shape with our shoulders. Then just lift up to a little cobra pose. Push up and back, child's pose. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Awesome. You're going to make your way onto your back. And next, invitation to just take a supported bridge. And so to do that, you would just take a block or a bolster or something and stick it under your hips, okay? Under your sacrum in particular. And just allow that space to spread out and breathe. Okay. Anyone who's feeling like they want to do a more active bridge or a wheel, which I will demonstrate, is welcome to come off of the block and set that up. I'll demonstrate wheel, hands alongside the ears, coming first to the crown of your head, balancing everything out. Pull the elbows in and then lift up. Okay. And taking a few breaths here. Good. And if you need a little more space, coming up onto the tiptoes is welcome. Eventually, the legs actually become pretty straight in this pose. And then the upper back is really rounded. Okay, head dropped. One more breath. And then you can tuck your chin, come down. And you could just give yourself a little hug here. Maybe take the feet nice and wide, let the knees flop together. A few big breaths. We're winding down. Now I invite you to take some kind of inversion. That could be a shoulder stand or headstand or just legs up in the air or legs up the wall, which is one of my favorites. And plan on spending, maybe 6 or 7 breaths here. A little while. Slow down the breath. Allow it to be a quiet sense of flow now, just a gentle fluidity inside your experience. If you want to take, if you have counter poses, right? So if you're in shoulder stand, you'll take plow. If you're in headstand, you'll take child's pose. And then everyone find a shape for final rest. Invitation to find some kind of hip opener, just gentle, restorative hip opener for your final rest, okay? And so I'm demonstrating Supta Baddha Konasana with the feet together, the knees far apart. This can also be supported by some things under the knees. I'll show you one more option, which is restorative half virasana. You have to do this one leg at a time, right? Cutting one foot under and to the side, and then you get this whole stretch here. If you're doing this one, I recommend just breathing about 5 or 6 breaths on each side. This is also very calming and relaxing. And in this final moment, we are inviting everything that is still kind of holding, trying, striving, working. We're inviting all of that to just soften and be received and receptive. That yin mode. This place of rest and healing is essential. It is the balance to all of the hard work and discipline that is also asked of us as yogis and as humans. But we can't actually reap the benefits of all the work unless we know how to reap, how to receive. And that is what we're learning here, how to just become soft, supple. I want us to all just take a few more moments here. And if you need more time, pause the video, turn it off, continue your practice in whatever way you need. If you are ready to get up, you're going to move really slow. Let's start with some movements kind of like we did at the beginning. So arms and legs up and just kind of moving everything around. And I want you to notice if there's more access to flow and fluidity, if this feels different than it did at the beginning of this practice, just to move like this through your limbs. And eventually you will move onto your right side, up to sit. I'm going to close this practice with the sound of Om. You're welcome to join me from where you are, or just receive it. Om. Gently bow down, honoring the water that makes life possible, the wisdom that lives inside of you and inside of all beings. Om Bolo Shri Satguru Mata Devi Ki. Namaste.